yo, yo.
Oh my god, hi. I'm getting worse and worse with that. Oh my god, hi. How is everybody? Happy Sunday after Thanksgiving. How was everyone's holiday? We had a fun little stream that night. Talked about a bunch of stuff, including AJ. Tasha was in chat. Crochetter came up. It was a good time. I really enjoyed it. And thank you to everyone who showed up. And we're back at it again with another one today. We have some fun things to talk about. You know I usually do my weekly Chantal update today, but there wasn't an I'm not interested. She's literally doing the same shit every day. Oh, woo, hi Chef, Akasha, Dusty, Nicole White, Shadow Hair. Oh, you're recovering. I go see Wicked on Wednesday. I will be wearing my DC shirt, and she does have her own seat in honor of her. And I'm very excited to see it. We'll probably grab something to eat after. There's an Indian restaurant near the theater. Well, I'd say it's like a 5-minute drive. And I really want to try it out because it's new and everyone's raving about it. And I love Indian food. Sin Eater, how you doing, sweetie? I between the movie and the emotional implications, I will be bringing the whole box. No, not right now, computer. Thanks. Let's not update. Right? Fuck, dude. I love how. Do you want to update right now? Do you want to update your computer right now? When you're doing you want right now? No, bro. I don't want to fucking update right now. But thanks, God. So, and I'm gonna get my usual. I like to get nachos with an extra cup of cheese because it comes with 2 little cups, but I get an extra cup because Mama Burb's over there. That's her cup. And then I get some jalapenos. And the only acceptable soda to drink at the movie theater is cherry Coke. Can't tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. I'm very excited to see it. I will say, for Thanksgiving, Mama Burb and we always cook at home because we want the food. I really enjoyed. I had purchased it's just the bone-in turkey breast. They were on sale for 97 cents a pound back in late August, early September, and I grabbed one. So I paid $6.50, and it was 6.5 pounds. It came out great. We loved it. It was perfect just for the two of us. Mom, they were on sale when she went out one day. She's grabbed one. She's like $5 for next year. I'm like, okay. Works for me, dude. So we like to cook at home and stay at home for Thanksgiving. We decorated the house Wednesday with all the Christmas stuff. So Thursday we could just sit and relax. This has been such a lovely week. And it's probably been one of the best weeks I've had in a long, long time. Oh, hold on. Why is the YouTube chat still freaking out? I don't know, man. It's weird, proportioned weird. Let me go back into. There we go. Man, YouTube's on one lately. So it's very nice, but for Christmas, we always go out to eat somewhere. We could go to Denny's, we go wherever, right? And we like to see a movie. There's no good movies in the theater this year for Christmas. The only thing I'm slightly interested in seeing, it's called Song Sung Blue, about Neil Diamond and I believe Hugh Jackman. I love a Neil Diamond. I love Neil Diamond. I love Barry Manilow. That's the only thing I'm even slightly interested in seeing. Hey, Dove Katie, how you doing? Julie, how you doing? Mm-hmm. You got to go with the nachos. If I don't get the nachos, I get the big soft pretzel, also with cheese and jalapenos. It's for good. And then, listen, I know you're not supposed to bring in like outside food, and I have this huge canvas messenger bag I use as my purse. This time of year, the peppermint crunch junior mints are available. If you like a junior mint, if you like a mint, find these. Go to Walmart or go somewhere and find these. They are so delightful because you get the junior mint, a little hint of the peppermint, and each one has like a few crumbles of candy cane of peppermint on the outside of the chocolate. I will be putting 2 boxes of those into my purse too. Because, after something salty and spicy, you want something sweet. I will be bringing those in. Thank you for the super chat, Julie. Yes, I set a goal for the stream because this first girl we're watching. Listen, I'm so sorry if you're of a younger generation. If you're Gen Z, I'm so sorry. Please don't take it personal, but I'm just like, and a lot of what is said and happens, and we're going to watch Angry Cops in his video. I just had a conversation with my neighbor about her youngest daughter, who is Gen Z. And I'm going to be saying a lot of the same fucking things I said to my neighbor. I'm like, society is doomed. Anywho's, we'll get there. Thank you, Julie. Yes, Gen X. So I set a goal, and in the thing I put Gen X is the best generation. Prove me wrong. I never know what to put. Like, I'm tempted, maybe one day I'll set like a pretty hefty goal, and I'm not gonna like out anybody's like Hootie Bowl medical information because I'm not hussy. But maybe I'll set like like a $40, maybe $50 goal, and I'll do like a Q&A about myself. And even then, there's still questions I'm not going to answer because people will come in here and be like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr." Just how the weirdos are around here, man. Hey, Tasha, good to see you. I'm very excited. I shared my recipe with Tasha and she made it. She loved it. If you like a French onion soup, I can post it on my community tab. It's like a deconstructed. No, you make a grilled cheese with the Gruyere and you put the caramelized onions on the grilled cheese. And then I make like a beef consomme, like it's supposed to be like the soup broth. And you dip the buttery, golden brown, crispy Gruyere. You can use a white cheddar, you can use Swiss with the onions. You dip it in that. Oh my god, it's fucking delectable. It's so good. Chef Maiku, thank you for super chat. Chef says elder millennial here. It's all right. Technically, you could be considered what's called an ex-zennial. So if you're elder millennial or ex-zennial, so you're kind of like on the cusp. Well, I'll call you Gen X because you're definitely more Gen X than millennial. And thank you so much for super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, December is tomorrow. Mariah Carey officially unthawed. It's time. Mariah Carey's officially unthawed. I've been listening to Christmas music for weeks now. I had to get away from that fucking Taylor Swift album. Oh my god. I'm like, I think I'm a Swiftie now. I texted Mick. I was like, Mick, I think I'm a Swiftie. She's like, oh no. Ooh, caramel, dude. Akasha says I found a caramelized onion pasta recipe. I'm gonna try out. I love a caramelized onion. Get yellow onions. Get sweet onions if you can. Trader Joe's has sweet onions. I want to try those next time because last time all I could find was yellow onions. The trick to caramelizing onions, and this recipe I make calls for a lot of them because they cook down. They cook way down. It's gonna take an hour to caramelize onions. It takes a long time because you got to cook them low and slow because onions, despite what people may think, they do have a lot of natural sugar in them. That's what caramelizes. And it just, you got to take your time. Like a medium flame is good. Hey, Jarella. And I love a French onion soup. I think I'm going to take those components, but I'm going to make a loaf of I call it my basic bitch white bread. Like that's what's written on the recipe card. I want to make a loaf of bread and make all those components, but do an actual French onion soup next time because it was pretty good. Oh, Julie says Raven. I've had the Christmas radio on at work for weeks. It gets rid of the customers quicker. That's great. Oh my God. That's hysterical. Ooh, Akasha says, I like this recipe because you put the onions and a whole head of garlic in the oven and let it do its thing. Yeah, I'm making loaded potato soup tomorrow. And I went to my friend's house a couple of weeks ago and had it the way she makes it. She takes, I think like a tube or like a half a pound of Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage and browns it up, crumbles it up, and puts that in her soup. And I was like, at first I was like, ooh, I don't know about it. Was really good. So I'm going to make my loaded potato soup tomorrow because we have leftovers today. Shout out Texas Roadhouse and Thanksgiving. And I want to make a loaf of bread for dippins. And I think it's going to come out really. And you've got to use Yukon Gold potatoes. If you're going to make a loaded potato soup, you have to use Yukon Gold. Don't use russets. You want a waxier potato, less starch. You want a Yukon Gold. I'm a really good cook. I'm a good home chef. Sometimes the staff complains too. I love Christmas music. Hey, Sarah Kay. All right. Any updates? I'm probably going to be streaming more. They might be like quick little streams, but like I want to go into because we're going to talk about the Doordash girl to start with. And then I'm going to introduce you to this channel when we watch the Eugenia Cooney stuff. It's linked in the description. Vera The Chooken. She's great. I really, really enjoy her. She covers like Eugenia Cooney. She's done some videos on Amber, and I really like. You'll see when we watch her. I very much enjoy her because she's very fair, balanced, insightful, funny. She's not hateful. She's not, you'll see when we watch her. She's great. So we're gonna watch a channel called Angry Cops. He is hysterical, and yes, he is an active police officer. He is also a drill sergeant in the Marines. So he very much has like a dude's sense of humor. Sorry, not sorry. It's my favorite kind. And then it's gonna be a long stream. There might be a potty break. There might be a secondary chai, Hey, Southern Belle, how are you? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thanks for helping me pay for my StreamYard. Southern Belle says, hear me out. French onion soup with a buttered naan. It's just naan. It's not naan bread. That's like saying bread. Naan bread. I know what you mean, though. I know it sounds weird. I did it because it was all I had one evening, and I've done it since. I think that sounds delicious. And I would absolutely try that. I think when I make the French onion soup, thank you for the suggestion. I think I'm going to make like a third bowl with some naan in it. Ooh, and some like garlic. Oh, yeah. That's a very good suggestion. Thank you. And thanks again for Super Chat. I love naan. I could eat. I like to get some naan or pita bread, depending on what I can find. Toast it a little bit, and I will fuck up a bowl of hummus. Just anything. The everything but the bagel crackers from Trader Joe's. I will fucks up some hummus. It's so good. All right, let's get into our first topic of the day. Now, I'm going to ask the first 5 minutes or so, if you haven't heard about this, keep an open mind. I think this situation is a great example of a few things. One, that you're not always going to see or get the full context of what you see on social media. People don't always present things as they actually were. I think it's a great representation of, yes, Gen Z's mindset. Again, apologies to my Gen Zers. You guys know I love you, and it's not all of them. Listen, there are bad apples in every bushel. That doesn't mean all the apples are bad, and it doesn't ruin the rest of the apples. The majority of Gen Z has grown up very coddled. They have not been taught coping skills. I bitch about this all the time. I'm a middle-aged old Gen X woman. Sorry about it. They were raised with, you're special, and every little feeling and thought you have is great and wonderful and valid. And they all got ribbons just for showing up. No one ever had to deal with losing a kickball game, or they were raised of like, I don't want you to have any bad feelings or be upset. And now we have these adults that don't know how to deal with life, the real world, society, themselves, other people, because they have no coping skills. I'm going to be bitching a lot. Yes, Fraggy. Fraggy says, I'm going to find it hilarious if the Doordash girl goes to jail. I want to delve into this more. I was like finding more and more videos. So I'll probably, you can throw in chat, oh, so-and-so did a video. I've seen them. I'm making a playlist, and we will expound upon this in a couple of days. So this is Angry Cops. Again, I've got to give up my little trigger warnings. He is an active duty police officer in Buffalo, New York. He actually called out the Buffalo, New York school system for some shady shit, which don't want to go into right now. And he's a Marine drill instructor. So some might find him rough around the edges. I think he's fucking hilarious because I love this sense of humor. Again, be open-minded the first 5 to 8 minutes of the video.
I reported this to Doordash. After so many people told me to report it to the police, I did. He said he's not sure if there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house. Doordash just deactivated me. I just lost my job. They just fired me. They have my money in that account.
It's the eyes. It's always the fucking eyes. All we're missing. Listen, you can get offended if you want. I'm going to speak truth here. All we're missing is the septum ring and some sort of colored hair, which my generation started. Gen X started. I used to get made fun of for dyeing my hair various colors. And now these kids go to the salon and pay $200 to have it done. I was in my bathroom with manic panic that I had to get at the Army Supply store under the L tracks over by Belmont and Clark, because that's the only place you can find it. It's always the eyes.
Because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. If I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done! This is a man's world! I'm the victim!
Arresting the 23-year-old woman for taking video of the naked customer she's accusing.
I lost my job, remember? I'm the victim!
What originally started off as a traumatizing story of a young lady delivering Doordash food to a guy who was sitting there naked cranking it to her when she arrived has turned on its head. And now the young lady, Doordasher, is being arrested. Well, how in the world did this happen? Are sexist men and their horrible laws, the patriarchy, to blame? The patriarchy!
The patriarchy, the toxic masculinity of it all. I started watching this and I was like, well, like if this dude was sitting there being like a pervy perv, okay, fine, like take video evidence for no. Again, be open-minded. This girl, again, a very good example that what you see, a little snippet you see on social media is not the full context, not the full story, and very often not what it seems. I wish this was a parody, Jarella. I know. Don't ruin it, Kasha. Damn. I'm going to time you out. We're not there yet. Don't ruin it. Shh. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Hey, Detective Coaches.
Patriarchy. Or has the Me Too movement permanently scarred women into thinking they're always the victim, even if they do it to themselves? Take a guess where this one's going. You guessed it. She made a boo-boo. A big boo-boo. But before I break down the video of her lewd assault, the investigation, and then what ended up happening in the end, first, a word from this video sponsor. Aura! You're dating that you buy and then selling it to, but it would take forever off the, and plus the fraud alert. Plus you get a US, and Aura is being a 4-year-old. Lots of life to live in front of her. And she lives out in Oswego, New York. That's like 3 lots.
All right, let's see. So her little TikTok thing says a man named Austin orders DoorDash. Selects the option to have the order left at the door. Sees his DoorDasher, me, has a female name. Quote, falls asleep on the couch with his pants and underwear to his ankles and his front door wide open in 59-degree weather. So this is what I see when I have to leave the order at his door. We're going to leave it there.
The life to live in front of her. And she lives out in Oswego, New York. That's like 3 or 4 hours away from me. In the same state. And she's making enough money to skate by delivering food for DoorDash. And one day, in mid...
Oh, no. Just wait, Sarah. Like I said, keep an open mind. It's going to seem one way at first. But then we're going to find out what she says happened. Little miss, I'm the victim and the world is so mean to me. We're going to find out what actually happened. And, ooh, girl. And let me say this before we go further. I've delivered DoorDash and like Grubhub. They tell you, even if the customer asks or is like, oh, can you help me? But you're like not supposed to open the door. You're not supposed to go in people's houses. Just put a pin in that.
October, She has a dash that will change the rest of her life forever. She chose to record that moment and share it with the internet because she was wronged. She was mistreated, bamboozled even, swindled, bamboozled, and she will not stand for such chicanery. Well, what did Olivia record for us to see? Well, she shows a DoorDash delivery that she's dropping off with the door wide open to this apartment, and a man, a white man, laying on the couch, asleep, naked, with his wiener out.
Standing there, menacingly.
And she walks away like the strong woman that she is, holding her phone up with the utmost TikTok experience and her finger over her mouth to say, well, and the internet went wild, and rightfully so. Per Olivia, how dare this person recognize that he have a female DoorDasher and then decide to leave his door wide open so that he could sit there and gratify himself sexually by abusing another person.
Disgusting.
What venomous human being would sit there, Winnie the Pooh in it, and just...
I was waiting. I watched this earlier. He's Winnie the Pooh in it. Just a shirt and no pants. Oh my God. It's horrible, disgusting, right? She walks up. She says, she walks up to the door. And there's this guy. Oh, I've got a girl delivering my McNuggets. Let me Winnie the Pooh it and just, just out here for God and everybody to see with my front door wide open. Sounds disgusting, right? Let's watch more.
just a shirt with his genitals splayed out for everyone to see in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
But specifically for one female DoorDasher. Well, Olivia's video went viral, and everybody started demanding to know who this gentleman was. I use that term loosely. Who tricked her via this devious plot. Long story short, everybody got pretty upset that this guy was basically trench coating it and flashing this DoorDasher Olivia and playing with himself.
Wow.
Getting off on the fact that she was forced to see him, with the door wide open. Well, there are times when public shaming is the right thing to do to some sycophant or individual that has done something egregious, an offense to our senses. And boy, that's an offense to our senses if I've ever heard of one. You see, right away, little bit of an issue with Olivia's story.
This is Angry Cops. He's great. I love him. He is active duty police and a Marine drill sergeant. He does like podcasts with the Unsubscribe crew. Yeah, this is the guy that Creek got me the t-shirt I was so excited about, that it has like the pink Barbie font and it says bad bitch. That's his merch. That's this guy's merch. And I was so excited she got me that. Thank you, Craig.
And video. This is why people say, wait for more evidence to come out. Because it turns out that naked guy is not the bad guy in this story.
What a twist!
Because almost immediately, Olivia starts getting investigated. And things start happening to her. And
¿Por qué? Why would the victim, this poor, innocent young girl who is presented to the internets of the world, I walked up with his McNuggets in my innocent little eyes to a door. She says the door was wide open, and there he was. Pants down, dick out, sleeping on the couch. So then why would the cops be investigating her? Let's find out.
we find out a little bit more. Well, what do we find out? We find out that this young gentleman, well, we'll just say young man, all right? Keep it neutral. This young man had drank a lot that night and had passed out on his couch in a drunken stupor and ordered little bit of Doordash to head his way, so that way he could soak up some of that booze in his tummy tum-tum and be all right for the next morning. And well, what guy hasn't sat there with a belly full of booze and thought, well, I'm drunk, food's coming on its way, there's only one more thing that can make me happy.
It's just implied, but we all know what's going on in this thought bubble.
So he rubs one out, I assume. And after that kiss on the forehead by an angel, our sweet prince goes to bed. With the front door open? No, not with the front door open. Because
See, what had happened at first was
Olivia,
I like saying that. What had happened was I say that so much when I'm like, okay, so we've heard her story, right? Now this is what actually happened because we're just call him Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh passed out on the couch. Keep in mind, he instructed on his DoorDash. You can say, hand it to me. He chose, leave this at my front door. Okay?
DoorDashing the food to this young man, had specific instruction to leave the food at the door. But she didn't. She went up on the porch, opened up the door, let herself into the young man's apartment, and then recorded the video where she says she's the victim of assault.
That's not how it works.
Now, for those of you just catching
And keep in mind, he is an active duty police officer. He's not just some, I mean, you could say he's a schmuck on the internet. This is his job. This is like, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. So she might have peeped him through the window. And instead of leaving the food, she opened the front. Let's watch. I'm so fucking irritated.
up, that means this guy was just sitting in his house with the door closed, unconscious and naked, which you can do in your house, totally legal, nothing wrong with that. Away from any window or door, so he couldn't be seen. And this young lady, ignoring the requests on the DoorDash order to just leave the food at the front door, opened up his door, let herself in, and recorded him naked, passed out, unconscious, in his own home, and uploaded it to the internet where everybody decided to hate him and think that he was a creep. A lewd, disgusting man bound to be a predator. And how do we know that she opened up the door? Well, Buddy got a Ring camera. And right away the police showed up and said, what's the deal? And he's like, I don't fucking know, but I think I'm all over the internet. And
So he's in his house, right? Got drunk, fucked up, passed out, pants down. He's in his house. He's in his house with the door closed. In his home. She opened the door. One, would that be like unlawful entry, breaking and entering? I'm not sure. It might vary state to state, whatever, county to county. The guy is passed out drunk. So here comes, what would the word be? Consent. She films it. Let's switch this situation around. Let's just do it right now. If this was a guy that did this to a female, and could you imagine? Could you imagine? If she would have just followed the guy's directions and like I said, these delivery apps tell you, don't open anyone's door. Do not go into someone's house because it's a safety issue. And there's some people that will, they have like, I know I have a regular Instacart dude, like he's always in my area and I do my little Instacart. There's like one lady, I know she's older and by herself, and he'll like carry her water in for her and stuff. It's still against the policy because, you know, they don't want like an axe murderer getting you. Yes, jealousy. There's often more to these stories. And again, don't base your entire opinion and whatever. I don't care if it's this. I don't care if it's Gore World, a 30-second clip. Even if somebody is sitting on a panel and is like, I know everything that happened. No, you fucking don't. Because you're looking at it from an outside view and you weren't involved. Just shut your damn mouth. Change out your smoke detector battery while you're at it. There's always more to the story. There's always a bias like this girl. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. But you're not. You're stupid. And it's that, again, it's that Gen Z mindset of poor me, poor me, poor me.
Not in a good way. And the police say, well, do you have any video to, say your side of the story? And he goes, yes, my Ring camera, which the police look at. And it shows Olivia letting herself in. Now, you might think, oh, wow, that was interesting. I guess the video's over.
Not even close.
Hold your horses. Because this young lady made a slew of videos that just show how completely out of touch and unhinged she is.
What a twist!
So let's watch those videos of her posting after the event and break down some of the legal conundrums that she puts herself in, while some might say, slowly going insane.
Here we go again.
Before we watch the videos that she made after posting that original one showing that young man in a horrible light, quick refresher, all right? The reality of the situation is she opened up and walked into somebody's home unannounced without permission when she was given directions just to leave on the porch.
Yep.
And then after walking into the home without permission, she then recorded a person in his own home unconscious, half naked,
Bottom half, damn.
and then posted that video all over the internet, which went hyper viral. Let's see how she's taking it.
I love him so much. He's fucking hysterical. It's some wild shit. Didn't that go from like total 180 in the first 5 minutes, right? That's why I'm like, be open-minded the first 5 minutes of this. Oh my God. This is great. Again, Angry Cops is linked in the description. He covers a lot of different stuff. He's great. I know, like, again, he has that. He's law enforcement. He's military. It's a specific type of humor. That's my favorite type of humor. Unapologetic. Borderline, maybe like questionable, but it's fucking humor. It's comedy. Like, that's what comedy is supposed to be. Sorry. Comedy doesn't care about your fucking feelings. Get over it.
Here's an update for anybody who's interested. I commented, but my comment's getting buried in my comments section. I reported this to Doordash over 12 hours ago, and they're supposed to call me back, which is strange because I've reported a couple less serious incidents before, and they called me back within...
So you're a problem. She's, oh my God, Karen in training. 30 years, she's going to have that Kate +8 Karen haircut, and she's managers all over the place. Just get a t-shirt that says, I need to speak to your manager. Girl, you're a Karen in training.
1 to 2 hours for those reports. So I don't know what's going on there, but I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home. And they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have. And then he asked me to email it to him, and he asked me if I want to press charges, like what do I want to come from this? And I said, yeah, if there are charges to press, I would prefer that because I don't want this to happen to somebody else again.
So she reports it to the police, right? Because everybody on the internet tells her to, because she showed...
Yeah, Sarah K, good point. Sarah K says, after so many times, it's not a coincidence anymore. It's a pattern. What's Willem say? Once is an incident. Twice is a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. Like, because he's talking about something else we won't go into. I don't want this happening to anyone else. And she's now saying she was essayed. She opened the door to his house. It's like, I keep my doors locked, and I have one of those like metal screen doors, like security screen doors. She entered this man's house without permission while he was passed out drunk, unconscious, and took a video of him. Posted it to the internet, and is now trying to get charges pressed against him because she claims she was sexually assaulted. This is the type of bullshit that waters down actual incidents of SA. And it pisses me off.
The portion of the video after she had already opened up the door and walked into his home. Some would say a key piece of evidence.
It does seem important.
And she wants to report a sexual assault. The key word here is assault, meaning like an unwanted touching, right? Or injury or intent to injure. That's an assault, right?
I'm with you so far.
There is no touching here. It was just visual. Has its own thing, and I'm sure she's trying to bake that into like the whole, you know, it's even though it's not assault, it's assault. Every lewd act is assault, right? She wants to press charges because she doesn't want this to happen to somebody else. She doesn't want someone to go into another person's home unannounced, unwelcomed, and then record that person unconscious, naked, when the door was closed.
And he understood that, the police officer, and then he went back out to his car, and then he came back to me and he told me, he said he's not sure if there are charges that can be pressed at this point because he was inside of his house, and specifically he said it's not like he came up to his door with it out or like his window with it out or whatever, but it's like, come on now. Like, how likely is it that it's cold outside? It's pretty chilly. Your ceiling fan is on.
Okay, yeah, cold outside. Yeah, normal.
He was in his fucking house. This is the type of fucking mentality. And yes, absolutely. This type of shit, like I said, it waters it down. This is the same point I make when I talk about all the autogynephiles and the fucking weird sexual deviants running around saying they're trans and being fucking weirdos and creeps. The guy in the gym, I want to talk about that too. I'm going to be streaming a lot. There's a lot of shit I'm going to talk about. It just, if it's not a topic you want to discuss, then, you know, come for the next stream. It's the same thing. Those fucking weirdos water down and give a bad name to actual, sane, legitimate, normal trans people, specifically women. The crazies fuck it up for everybody else. And I don't care if it's this, that thing, the whatever. I don't like it. Because I am a person that, because of doctors overprescribing and all the shit, I, as a chronic pain patient, am viewed as less than. It is very difficult for me to get proper treatment, even where chronic pain is not concerned. And I've really had to fight at times and deal with a lot of looks, shitty treatment, disrespect, because I'm not seen as a patient, a chronic pain patient. I'm seen and treated as a drug addict. That's why people dying in pain of terminal illnesses get a leave and can't get a Vicodin, and they're left to suffer. It's a whole nother topic. Watering down serious, valid situations, social issues, because of stupid people like this girl pisses me off. Get off. I'm in the get off of my lawn phase of my life. Get off of my lawn.
You got all your lights on in your house.
All the lights are on in a room that I'm in. Yes, that seems normal too.
You got your front door open, right?
Well, the front door might have been like unlocked, but you pushed it open.
You just ordered Doordash 15 minutes ago.
Order DoorDash.
And within 15 minutes of ordering DoorDash and it getting delivered to your front door, you're asleep on the couch with your pants and your underwear to your ankles, your front door wide open, your lights on, it's freezing outside. Like, come on now. That is voyeurism. That is exhibitionism.
If I have my fan on, even if it's cold outside, it's probably warm inside. If I have my fan on and my lights are on in the room that I'm in, and I order DoorDash and I fall asleep in my home, naked, I'm a bad guy?
Case closed.
Because, by the way, we already know this. The door wasn't open. She let herself in to see him. All those 5 things are totally, completely legal and don't mean you're a voyeur. It just means you're in your house.
That was something against my own will that I was fulfilling for that man.
How is it against your will again when you...
The stupidity hurts. It hurts. Oh my God, the stupidity hurts. Oh, I was thinking real. I know it doesn't make sense. I can't. Oh my God. And listen, and I know the Gen Xers raised a lot of the Gen Zs. We fucked up. Y'all fucked up. These kids have now grown into oh my God. The stupidity. The actual stupidity. What is happening? And she's so convinced of it. And I don't think seemingly at this point, and I'm sure she at some point found out, ma'am, there's ring camera footage of you. There is a video. Let's all say it together. Evidence. Just it's evidence, Peanut. It's just evidence. There's video evidence that you opened the door and went into this man's house. Switch the roles. I can't imagine if it was a woman. If a woman was even home, say she was not even drunk and passed out, was getting in the shower, and a male Doordasher opened the door to her home, leave my shit at the door, not fucking help yourself. I'm surprised this chick didn't go take a gnarly dump in his bathroom and not flush it on her way out. Shame on you, girl.
Go inside the house to the unconscious man and record him? How could an unconscious person force you to do something? Was this weekend at Bernie's?
Oh, and I forgot to say the police officer said he was going over to the residence of that DoorDash customer to speak to him and see what his side of the story is, what he has to say about what was going on with him. And then another major factor that we're not even considering is that man lives in a duplex. In that video, you'll see another door next to his. That's another apartment unit right next to his. That could be a family.
Major factor. I don't think it's possible for you to be the target of a person that is unconscious. I think it's literally impossible.
Unconscious in his home with the door closed. Oh no, a family lives next door to me. I have a family live next door to me. Am I not allowed? Oh, what? I have to shower with my clothes on now. None of us can shower. Change your clothes. We can't be naked in our own homes with the door closed, you guys. Does she hear herself? Is she okay? Did she go to the AJ School of Traumatic Brain Injury and Math Brain? Like, what the fuck is this bitch? Oh my God. I hate it here. I hate it here so much sometimes.
Because, once again, there is no consciousness. Could you imagine this being flipped the other way around? Your Honor, the young girl was unconscious and came onto my client. She was unconscious and was asking for it. You see how stupid that sounds?
Sounds stupid.
See, listen, if I wasn't the target, you still shouldn't be whacking it off.
Jail. Jail tank, girl. Jail. Straight to jail. Walking around your house naked, according to Miss Olivia. And what's IRL Monster High Doll? Well, there you go. There you go. It's another trademark of Gen Z is none of them can just be what they are. They all have an alternate identity. She's apparently a Monster High doll. There's a girl that lives on my street who's like younger Gen Z. I have never once in a year seen her without her ears and her tail. I can't tell if it's a cat or a fox. Like, she wears them out like it's a jacket, like it's a coat. Gen X, we're the best generation, but raising these kids, you fucked up. We fucked up.
Whether you're drunk or under the influence of any substances,
Artistic.
with your door wide open regardless, because anybody could walk out and get assaulted from that, seeing what you're doing on your couch. It could be a child.
Once again, door not open. So, no, nobody would have seen him until you opened the door and left it wide open for everyone else to see. Which actually, you left the door wide open so that other people could see him.
You did this.
What if he had a cat or a dog as well, ma'am? Dusty needs to know. Does that mean someone can't come over and blow my back out in my kitchen with the doors open asking for a friend? Jill, you can't be naked in your house. You can't, you're not allowed to get your back blown out in your own home. Do you live next door to a family as well? Because according to this girl, felon, 20 years in prison, done. Oh, before I forget, do I have any whatchamacallums I can give? Ooh, my audio sounds kind of weird, but oh well, we'll deal with it. Sorry about it. Oh, no, I don't want to do a poll. I want to see if I have any memberships I can gift. It's the last day of the month. Oh, yes, I can. Here comes 5. I think that's my last 5. And you can also gift memberships if you'd like. We'll be doing a members only this week sometime. Gata, yay! Becca T, D Roar, Ruthie, Silva Yell. Welcome or welcome back to a Spoopy Burps. Is that all I have, or do I have 5 more? Might as well use them. No, yeah, that's it. That's all of my free ones. Enjoy your gifted memberships and feel free to gift a membership or join if you'd like to.
But we didn't know that. We didn't know that until the Ring camera came out. Once again, per the police report, it wasn't. You let yourself in. You made the door wide open. You chose your own adventure here.
Hey guys.
Oh God, the face. Slow down on the face. Your face is too loud right now. Jesus.
So Doordash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault.
Okay. First of all, we're still using that SA word. We're still using the assault word when there was no assault.
Exactly. She was not sexually assaulted. You opening the door and going into a person's house where they are passed out unconscious after you have been directed to leave the food at the door, and the terms of whatever bullshit for the delivery app say don't be going into people's houses. Don't do that. It's not safe. They don't want you in there. I am all for protecting women, and I'm a victim of SA myself. This bitch makes me want to throw my laptop across my room, which I will not do, because then I can't stream and annoy people. Hey.
Nobody was touched.
Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why.
Oh, I'm sure I can help you out here. You did a burglary. You see, you entered somebody's dwelling with the intent to commit a crime. Yeah, I think burglaries are a bad thing. Also, I think recording the unconscious, unwilling, those unable to give consent, and then posting them all over the internet in their birthday suit, it's probably going against something in the terms of service.
They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal.
She's not blinking, and she's really freaking me out.
And they didn't.
It's always the eyes. Like I said, you just need the septum ring and the blue hair. We'll go, the blue hair is stereotypical at this point. Not sorry. Hey man, I didn't come up with the uniform. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my God. Burglary is bad. Yeah, it is. Oh God. And the way I was talking to Mama Bird the other day about how, again, Gen Z, especially Gen Alpha, like the younger, they don't have to wait for anything. They have no coping skills. They have no patience. They want everything now because they're used. I want to watch a movie. Oh, because we were talking about, I was like, oh my gosh, I miss how back in the day, like it was special. Like the TV, they would play Wizard of Oz once a year. if you wanted to see the Charlie Brown Halloween, the Great Pumpkin, like you had to know it was going to be on Channel 7 or whatever ABC was, usually on the Friday before Halloween, and the time. And if you missed it, you didn't get to see it. Same with the like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the movies and like all that stuff. You had to be there to see it. You couldn't just stream shit when you wanted. If you didn't own the cassette tape, y'all don't even know what life was like. You wanted to listen to your favorite song was in the middle of the cassette. You had to sit there and wait for the tape to fast forward. You wanted to listen to it again, you had to rewind it. CDs were revolutionary. I can just press a button and skip right to the song I want to listen to. I don't have to worry about the tape breaking or if it gets caught and I got to take the pencil and roll the tape back in and then it's all fucked. You don't even know. No patience, no appreciation for anything. I emailed them. It's been 12 hours. And he gives a good explanation as to why she may have been deactivated and not getting the immediate response that she apparently is entitled to. You know, I'm okay with like, I'm 47. I'm okay with like another 13 years. I am. If mom's gone and the dogs are gone, I'm just, this place is going to shit. And it's shit like this right here. Because it's not just this particular incident. It's the overall mentality and behavior of it all. And it's literally giving me a headache.
So I contacted support and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why.
They canceled your account and didn't tell you why. Let's talk about that. Very important. I had a case a long time ago where I went to an app and I said to this app, this company, I said, hey, here's the deal. I'm investigating this person for touching a kiddo. And that company was very helpful. But because that person posed a threat, they said, we're taking them off of our app. That way they can't hurt anybody else. We're not going to be held liable for them to potentially hurt somebody else. So we're going to remove them from the app. To which I said, that's fine. Please don't tell them why. They don't know why I'm investigating them yet. Fine, not a problem. We'll just tell them that it was a terms of service issue and that they violated something within that TOS. And we won't give them any other information unless you tell us. Thank you, company. Thank you.
Sounds familiar.
Which is most likely what happened here. The local law enforcement agency got a hold of the law enforcement reporting system for that app, Doordash, and said, here's the deal. We got somebody that did something kind of f***ed up, and we got to look into it, and we got to see who they are, what they delivered, bibbity bop. We need all the information for this Doordash because this is a major factor in this investigation. And Doordash said,
You son of a I'm in.
yeah, we'll just close down their account.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And keep in mind, she said, when I've reported previous incidents. So, like, what, oh my God, this girl. Oh, this girl. And I would think that is why, boom, you're deactivated. She's not getting a response, or it's going to be some vague response or something. Because it went from blah, 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 I'm the victim, da, 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 to the guy saying I was passed out. She entered my house. I have proof of it. And like this poor guy, because regardless of all the evidence and all this, there are still going to be people that are going to believe he did bad no things. See, AJ, this is the type of shit you sue over. This could affect his current and future employment, dating life if he's in a relationship. And I can't believe this bitch left the door open. I hope there wasn't a cat or a dog in the house that got out. Damn, girl. The stupidity. It hurts. It hurts.
Kick rocks for a little bit. So word to the wise, if If you're on an app and it just shuts down and you don't know why, nobody's telling you, you know what you did.
So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working. I was literally working. And they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while door dashing.
They didn't punish.
Blink, girl, blink. Your eyes are going to dry up. Blink. You were not sexually assaulted. You're retarded. There's a fucking difference. Oh my God. I'm yelling.
You for the assault because the assault never happened. They're punishing you because you went into somebody's home unannounced and you recorded them and posted them naked online. Once again, never touched it all. Also, crazy eyes.
They just fired me. And the police are doing nothing.
I've never seen crazy eyes get somebody so out of breath before.
I lost my job. And that was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
Holy shit. She's losing her mind. She's losing her mind. And it's just the beginning.
Hey guys, so yep, I really lost my job.
Why does it say time to sue DoorDash? Question mark. Sue them for what? For you violating the terms of service?
Within less than 24 hours after me submitting my appeal, they denied it.
It's like within 24 hours is fast, you dumb broad.
And in the email they said you can respond to the previous email that you received explaining the reason why you were deactivated. I never got the email.
Again, guys, she never got the email. She never got the email. This is illegal. Everything bad happens to me. What did I do to deserve this? You put an innocent guy on blast on the internet, and it kind of blew up, and he didn't do anything wrong. You did, you freak.
So last night, I contacted one support agent. We sat on the phone for 25 minutes, and then she transferred me to the community response team. The person on the community response team told me that was the highest team I could get.
All I'm hearing is wah, 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 wah. I'm not getting my way. Wah, wah, wah. I still think I'm the victim, even though I'm the perpetrator in this situation. Wah, wah, wah. Life isn't fair. Wah, wah, wah. I've never had to deal with anything actually challenging or. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday because her daughters are Genz, and the younger one is. I don't like her. Like I was out there talking to her mom, who's like around my age, because there's a whole. They got a dog. There's issues. It needs training, but like. And I'm out there talking to her mom as I do because we're neighbors and like we're friendly. And this girl comes out with her unnaturally colored hair and her septum ring, mind you. And just like stands there on her phone next to her mom, like she's intimidating me. And it took every fucking drop of my self-control and respect for my neighbor not to say something to her. She's just standing there with this like look on her face and this attitude, like on her fucking cell phone. Like, I'm talking to your mother. We're adults. Go in. She's similar to this girl. Never leaves the fucking house. Always the victim. Can't. Mom, there's somebody outside the house. I could do a whole fucking stream on this dumb girl. And she's like 22. And I don't think she could navigate her way through a full day of life on her own. God help us.
Too. There's literally nobody else she could transfer me to. I could hang up the phone and call back and then get transferred to the community response team again. So I sat on the phone with her for another 25, 30 minutes. And she told me that she couldn't tell me. There's no way that they could tell me what the reason why I just lost my job. You guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story again. And
did she blur out the guy did she blur out Winnie the Pooh? I don't know. I would hope she did. Obviously, someone blurred it out. I don't know if it was angry cops or her. Because I'm not on the TikToks. Did she just post this guy in all of his God-given glory? I don't know. Maybe, again, I'm sure law enforcement was like, hey, we're actually investigating this chick because this is, like, she's the perpetrator. We're charging her.
Censored the video that I have just so they can't take it down for the same reason.
Oh my God, you put it up twice? They took it down and then you put it up again? They flagged you for the video and then took it down and you reposted it?
They took it down for the same.
Oh, thank you, Tank Girl. Hey, Amber Chick. Tank says, nope, she did not. It was censored after. Wow. My mind immediately goes to if she was a man and the guy was a girl and a guy, if a guy did that, if a male DoorDasher opened the door to a woman's home who terms of service, instructions, and laws, and just fucking common courtesy. You just don't open the door to people's houses and go in. Saw she was naked, took a video, posted it on the internet, even without the victimhood part, This bitch is crazy. You are a crazy person, ma'am. This is like getting drunk, getting in your car and driving, you slamming into somebody, breaking your leg, and you blame them, which don't drink and drive.
Same reason again, and now my account has a second strike. Guess what? If I get one more strike, I'm banned from TikTok.
Girl, back.
Not only did I get assaulted 3 days ago on October 12th on Sunday.
Stop saying that!
Jesus, you didn't get assaulted. Nobody assaulted you. Nobody touched you. You walked into a dude's house. It's like asking for a lollipop and then complaining that it tastes like You got exactly what you asked for.
I then lost my job. The police are doing nothing.
The police are doing nothing. No, hun. We're investigating you. We are 100% investigating you because you recorded an unconscious person against their will, naked, and then put it on the internet.
And if I get one more account strike on TikTok, my account's done. This is a man's world.
Oh,
hell yeah. Play it.
It's not the patriarchy's fault. You're a dumb bitch. And can we stop? I'm so sick of that. It's the patriarchy. Toxic masculine. We need men. Men and women complete each other. They balance and complement each other. I was watching I like fell down a rabbit hole yesterday about all of these, particularly quote unquote liberal women are like, I can't find a masculine man. What the fuck do you expect? You've effeminated all the men, feminized all the men, and you have this you've been telling men that being masculine is toxic for years. So they stopped being masculine or they don't want to be around you or whatever. There are bad apples in every bushel, right? We need men. We need men to be masculine. That's not your problem, ma'am. But I guess that's the only card she could pull. That's really the only victim card she has, so.
This is a man's world.
Yeah!
I'm the victim! Remember? I'm the victim!
Jesus, that is the scariest victim I've ever seen. You ever have like a narcissistic parent? They're like, why don't you love me? Like, Jesus, because you can beat the shit out of me and you're manipulative. Get the f away from me. I bet she's great in bed. I bet she'd flip your world upside down. I bet she'd show you things and let you do things you never thought you could do. Things that are probably illegal in some counties.
And they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, don't stick your dick in crazy. Word of life advice. Physically, metaphorically, Don't stick your dick in crazy.
I think you should probably not be monetized when you're recording an unconscious person naked without their consent.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a Doordash customer while I was doing my job as a Doordash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes.
Olivia, I have a girl. I know, well, a woman. I know a 40-year-old woman. Y'all get along great because her voice too was stolen. I'm an asshole and I don't care anymore. Oh, maybe they can start a club and make t-shirts. My voice was stolen. Oh, well. I'm still waiting on my paperwork, bitch.
3rd time. Your 3rd time. Take a friggin' hint, lady. This is the universe trying to tell you you need to knock it off. How much harder could the world be showing you? You probably need to stop doing this.
So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the Doordash
struck. If you're going to be a crazy bitch that complains about problems you create, at least use the right words and proper grammar. Struck, not striked. Struck. You dumb bitch.
customer requested that their order be left at their front door. And when I arrived at their front door was wide open.
Once again,
why does she keep saying this? Is she not aware of that she's on Ring camera? She's on video opening the door and unlawfully, uninvited, all the things, all the uns, right? Every un. Entering this man's house. Has she convinced herself that her lie is the truth? I know people that have done that. My ex-husband was one of them. It's a wild fucking story. I'll share it on a member sometime. Remind me.
Door wasn't wide open. Video of her letting herself in.
Their lights were on, sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door. They were indecently exposed to me.
Decently exposed because they're in their house, which you were not invited into, but you chose to go into anyway. Because you are allowed to walk around naked in your house. I don't know how else you expect people to take a shower.
Or how's Dusty going to get his back blown out? I mean, come on, man. Hey, Apocalypse, how you doing? That is just, this is, I'm so irritated.
I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes.
No, that's not getting you the strikes. The strikes are you posting the naked unconscious person that can't consent to anything.
But yeah, I reported it to Doordash, and Doordash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, Doordash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated.
A clue. Yes, yes.
Oh my God. This is great. I love Angry Cops. The little editing, it's fucking hilarious. Tank Girl says, to be fair, to be honest, all those TikToks came out before he made the report, and it came out that there was Ring door footage. We've got to walk around naked to make all the ghosts uncomfortable.
It is related. It is so related. It's more related than a wedding in Alabama. Why are you picking up these clues? You're saying it, but you're not hearing it.
I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my Doordash account back. Doordash deactivated me. Doordash punished me for exposing my assaulter.
Oh my God. She says exposing her assaulter. Yeah. Yes, you exposed him. You exposed a naked man, a naked unconscious man. Once again, you say assault her. and I say unconscious person, which the two don't make sense when they're together. You can't assault anybody if you are out of conscious.
Didn't we already?
This is how I talk in my. This is. I talk the same way as this guy. Oh my god! If you were out of conscious. Southern Belle, thank you so much again for Super Chat. Southern Belle says the front door was closed. Your report to DoorDash got your account terminated. You lost your job. Your TikTok videos were struck. How many more clues do you need? Facts. Exactly. It's fascinating. Again, people fascinate me. They scare me. The human psyche, how people, their minds work, how they behave, what they say, do, how to, like, three people can have extremely different, like, describe the same thing completely different. It fascinates me. And to see the victimhood, this victim mentality. Yeah, this girl is such a horrifically fascinating example of all of that. And Gen Z's mindset. Thank you again, Southern Belle. Appreciate you. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a hot minute.
Cover this.
And TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to the police and the police are doing nothing.
Oh no! Oh no, the police aren't doing nothing. The police are watching every single one of your videos, writing down every single thing that you say because you are damning yourself. Has this person ever heard of the Fifth Amendment?
So what, you're gonna take down?
Oh my gosh, if AJ was a DoorDash driver, although knowing AJ and she's so freaking hypersexual, she would, shut up, Raven.
My videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet. I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job, my only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up.
Yes, plead the fifth. Don't say anything. Don't post anything.
Shut the.
You're posting an unconscious man with the inability to give consent. You've already exposed him illegally because he was unconscious.
You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No, I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment.
Oh my God.
He did nothing wrong. Oh, this is the type of girl. It's like, don't touch the stove. It's hot. You'll burn yourself. Okay. Puts hand on stove, burns hand. Ow, why did you let me do that? Why did you do that to me? How do people, I'm seriously asking, guys. How do people like this function on a daily basis? How do they get through life? This is me right now. How do these? Apparently not very well if she got her ass fired from fucking DoorDash. Oh my God. Guess what? I don't know. Maybe one of the other apps will hire you. How much you want to bet she starts an OnlyFans after this? Oh my God.
She's saying exactly what she wants. This is such good evidence. Now he can be embarrassed forever, and it's gone viral.
What I say? Bad Raven, not cool. True, but not cool. What I say? Which part? I know. I'm running my mouth. I'm telling the truth. You know, I try to be respectful, but sometimes I can't sugarcoat what I see and how I feel and what I think. It is what it is.
So he'll never be able to live it down. Well, there's your intent. There's your intent right there to besmirch this guy, this unconscious guy.
Exactly.
To ruin his life. That is her intent. Holy sh**. You rarely get a confession this good. He's not getting in trouble because he was unconscious. You walked into his home to record him. It's almost like everybody's against you. God.
Yeah, you know how like you get drunk and sometimes you don't realize what you're doing or blah blah, you're like out of it or whatever. At least he was in his house with the door closed.
If you could just pause one moment for just the smallest amount of self-reflection after this video, you could have been like, oh shit.
I see it now.
You weren't assaulted because the man wasn't conscious.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired? Why are my videos getting taken down? And why am I getting strikes?
Because you broke terms of service for Doordash. Because you broke the law. Because you violated him. Because you posted his naked wiener on the interwebs when he was Winnie the Poohin in his own house. How would she feel if she ordered some, McNuggets? Or I bet she orders pink drink from Starbucks. Sorry, trash. How would she feel? Or if just some random dude where she lives just opened her fucking front door and walked in. And do you shower with all your clothes on, man? The stupid hurts. The stupid it physically hurts.
I'm about to lose my account. I was assaulted. I'm the victim. I lost my job. I'm the victim. Right? Is this making sense to any fucking buddy?
No, because you're retarded and you're not a victim. You're retarded. You're an idiot. You're selfish. You were raised wrong. You don't have any good home training. And if this girl makes it to, because I assume she's early 20s, if she makes it to 30 years old with all of her limbs and phalanges intact, give this bitch an award because, oh my God. That's why I'm always saying, how has Chantel gotten this far in life with all of her limbs and phalanges intact? It's amazing.
Well, I mean, no, which is why you really need to take some self-reflection.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know.
Oh, hey, that's my birthday, October 16th. While I was celebrating, what a good present. Belated birthday present for me.
But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you've shown me.
Allyship? What the allyship? Alliance?
Oh
Allegiance? I think you're thinking of allegiance.
She's illiterate.
She should be making up their own words. Oh God, she's crazy.
It's really making me feel so validated and seen and
That was a bad choice of words.
heard. And that's really helping me through this tough time. So I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate the outpouring of support. So the update is last night.
Let me translate. I want to thank everybody for supporting me in my delusion, because you're probably just as delusional as I am, and also navigate through your daily lives in the same unrealistic, delusional, selfish, hard kind of way. And just thanks for the kind words and making me a worse person than I already am. thinking that I really am the victim. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I was made aware, a bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about me on their TikTok story and on their most recent Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details.
Hold
but
on.
what I am going to say is
bitch,
I and the entire rest of details.
Okay. Don't read it out to us. No, I'm good at reading aloud. I'll do it. All right. We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days, and we want to clear the air. No one should ever have to. This is from DoorDash, I guess, by the way, on their IG. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault, harassment, or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it. Full stop. Throwing a little bit of shade there, DoorDash. We take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe. And that's exactly what we always want DoorDashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, ooh, girl, no, you got the however. Posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policies. That is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated, along with the customers, while we investigated. We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings. We know these are sensitive situations, and we want every Dasher to know. If you ever feel unsafe or experience something concerning, come to us. We're here to listen, act, and support. Well, yeah, so DoorDash basically said, you done fucked up. Thank you so much for the CashApp. I don't know if you want me to read out your name, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're in the Grubhub, DoorDash, they're very clear. You do not go into the home. Again, I'm sure I know exceptions are made for like elderly people that are using mobility aids, walkers, wheelchairs, crutches, sometimes, but they tell you not to for liability going both ways. The safety of the Dasher, the safety and privacy of the customer. Yeah. So they're like, we support people. Basically, they're like, the way they throw a little bit of shade in here, it's so well done. So, yeah, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly. Yeah. And this isn't her first incident. I want to know what the other ones are now, I want to know what the previous incidents were with her. I can't. Oh.
But what I am going to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time.
Did you realize that you filmed a naked man against his will when you opened up the door and went into his home illegally, going completely against the leave at the front door and leave me the alone description that he put in the DoorDash?
Hey, bud.
I didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting you know this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements, and they sent me the deactivation email around the same time they released the public.
I'm gonna guess that the legal team DoorDash has, multi-million-dollar company. I'm going to guess that the DoorDash legal team was consulted and or wrote that Instagram statement, and that mayhaps, since they are seemingly aware this bitch is being, ooh, look at that face. Oh, girl. Ooh, it's always the eyes. Look at that dead girl. I need an old priest and a young priest. Throw holy water just a little bit at your device, because, oh my gosh, it's the Lord's Day, ma'am. I'm sure DoorDash is aware she's being formally investigated as the perpetrator in this situation for the laws she done broke. And mayhaps, the law enforcement agency and the massive team of lawyers DoorDash has was like, we're not going to interact directly with her because clearly, I'm paraphrasing here, she a crazy bitch and she's going to try and twist this around. And it's just safer to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes your best move is to just shut the fuck up.
Statements, like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal.
Kim, there are people dying is what, girl. Look at, I'm serious. Look at her eyes. Look at her. There is, ooh, something's off balance. There's a microchip missing. I'm here. Let me make a little sign of the cross on your forehead. I will pray for you because holy shit. I don't know what you need, girl. An exorcism, therapy, something. You need something.
Wait. All those times that she was about, like, I never got an email to tell you what. It was within 24 hours? They got back to you within 24. All those videos were within 24 hours? And in that 24-hour period, you were livid that you didn't hear back from a massive company like DoorDash? Are you hi? Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she's bad. If I get an account taken down and I hear back within 24 hours, I'm elated. If I get a video that's demonetized by YouTube and I hear back within 24 hours, I am ecstatic.
And about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal, they finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job together.
Well, that's the most complicated way of saying the people that run the company that put out the statement were aware of why you were getting fired before you were. Which is like, that's like saying the regional director of McDonald's fired me, but then my McDonald's manager of the McDonald's that I work at didn't tell me exactly why I got fired until he figured out about it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the moment he figures it out and goes, oh, that's why you're firing her? Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, that's a big deal. All right, well, I guess we'll let her know then. That's how that works. The people above you know why you're getting fired before you know. Am I losing my mind? She's making me crazy. Olivia, whatever your name is, you crazy-eyed woman. Everybody above you is going to know why you're getting fired before you. That's how that works. Otherwise, they're just going to go, you're fired. We're going to figure it out later. I feel like my brain is going to just have a synapse and I'm going to die. All right. Now that we know God, what a...
Same. Angry Cops it's same level. Same, like my eyes twitching a little bit. I don't think I need an Advil and a big slice of pumpkin pie after this. Holy shit.
Roller coaster, 24-hour, 48-hour period that was. But let's get to now, because, well, things have escalated.
It gets worse.
Olivia's been arrested on 2 separate felonies. And the felonies were...
Oh, xylophone of justice. 2 fucking felonies. They'll probably get dropped down to misdemeanors because that shit happens all the time. But damn, bitch. Fuck around and find out. Holy shiznit.
Surprise to me. I really thought burglary would have been one of them, or at least criminal trespass, because she was arrested for unlawful surveillance in the second degree and the dissemination of unlawful surveillance in the first degree, which if you take two brain cells and rub them together real quick, you'll understand that she was in a place where she wasn't supposed to be without permission, once again, unconscious, no consent, recorded an individual on private property, once again, where she was not supposed to be, surprised there's not trespassing there, and then disseminated that video of herself on private property without permission with an unconscious person unable to give consent all over the internet. God, Oswego, I'm really surprised you don't put trespassing in there. You could say, well, he allowed her to show up onto the premises because it was a Doordash, but his direction was to leave it on the front porch, not enter his dwelling, which she did, but that makes me think that the front...
Could you imagine somebody's delivery instructions on DoorDash being like, turn my knob and open my door, come in my house, baby, because I'm Winnie the Poohing inside for you. Yeah, no, that's not what his direction said. Leave it at my door. Stay the fuck out of my house. Oh my God. This is so stupid. This is the dumbest shit. Of all the things that should never have happened, this should never have happened the most. I love that this bitch has been arrested. Yeah, please try to sue DoorDash, please. Just for my fucking entertainment. Oh my God.
Front door was unlocked, which means that because it was not locked, it's not a criminal trespass, it'd still be trespass. Somebody in the comments that's a New York lawyer or DA or ADA, tell me how in the world you don't get trespass out of this.
Yeah.
New York gonna New York, I guess.
That feels like real missed up.
Just keep in mind, Angry Cops is a current day active police officer. This is what he does.
Opportunity.
The kicker here is that she faces up to 8 years in prison.
Girl, back.
Which, considering her post after post after post of wishing this guy would be just completely ruined.
Yeah.
Can we show the clip of that again?
Now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is.
Well, I think that's gonna be substantial because the damage is substantial. Speaking of substantial damage, the comments in her videos to her are insanely hysterical.
Emotional damage.
And if you want to see them, join me on Pepperbox, where I can say all the naughty words that the people of the internet told her on TikTok. Best way to support the channel is get yourself a shirt. Angry Cops. We have shirts. We're very handsome shirts. Be a bad bitch.
Yes,
not like this.
That's the t-shirt I have. Yes, thank you, Creek. That's the t-shirt I have. I love that t-shirt. Oh, I'm so excited. I've already worn it once. Yes.
Bad bitch in that way, but a bad bitch in like a way where you stand up for the right thing. All right. Cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this dumb lady. Tell me what you think about me.
All right, that's enough. Love you, Angry Cops, but that's enough of you. That was a fucking roller coaster ride, eh? Wasn't it? That, man. No, wait. Hold on. Gosh darn it. Okay, all right, that's right. Whew, so that was our first adventure today. How are we doing? We're halfway through the stream. Are we good? It is a great shirt. And Bunker BUNKER branding is where you can find like Holmes Cooking, Unsubscribe, Angry Cops, Donut Operator. It's great. The guy that ran the Demolition Ranch YouTube channel, that's his merch company. You know, he's like, in a merch sense, he's like the Jeffree Star side of YouTube that's, all like the guy channels. I love it. I have a lot of merch from Bunker Branding. It's very nice, very nice. So, as happens in cases like that, just because she's being charged with a felony, she'll probably get a public defender. If she has no priors or there's any number of variables, she might be able to plead down to a misdemeanor of some sort. I don't think, and I hope she does not get off scot-free. I hope they keep it as a felony, because what else? Is she going to wander through this mortal plane thinking it's okay to do and then lie, whether it's flat out, by omission, changing details? Sounds like someone else we know, AJ. Blame other people for the problems she caused. Again, Olivia, you and AJ would be the most amazing BFFs because you both say and do the same fucked up shit. You're lying liars that lie and play victim. So, all right. Second half of the stream. Take a pee break. I think I'm good. If I have to go, I'll put on my I'll be right back thing. So, other channel linked in the description. I linked Donut Operator too because he reacted to Angry Cops video, but like Angry Cops was better. Although Cody / Donut Operator, he does a lot of he's a former police officer and he was also in the military. He does a lot of great reactions to body cam stuff because he has that, I was once a cop and this is what I see. Oh, Jola says, I was organizing the master bedroom closet. My phone was across the house. When you said felony, I was like, oh, husband was like, what? Hi, Mr. Jarella. How are you? I hope you're well. So if you haven't been, all right. So trigger warning, we're going to talk about Eugenia Cooney coming up. We're not watching her. We're watching another channel called Vera The Chooken. Great channel. We're going to look through it here in a second. Channels linked in the description. Highly, highly recommend a sub and to check them out. Earlier this year, so Eugenia basically yeeted over to TikTok, right? And she was doing the same usual streams, the body checking, the putting on the makeup, the sickly sweet, like, oh, hi, no, I'm fine. No, I'm just like really skinny, you guys. I'm not like dying or anything. If you have to yeet out of this part of the stream, I understand. She was drinking water or something, and her body started like spasming, and it was really strange. It was quite disturbing. She dipped out. She ended that stream, and she hasn't come back. And it's been like, it's got to be 7 or 8 months at this point, because this happened in the spring. It was earlier this year. Vera covers it on her channel. You can go watch it there. I try to be very careful what I show about Eugenia. I know some court stuff was going down, and I'm like, court stuff? What the hell? What with the court stuff? We're going to watch and learn about that. The first bit of this, I'm going to speed it up. Bear with it. It gets more interesting as it goes along. But I was skimming through this yesterday, and you'll hear there's all of this lawsuit court stuff going on. And she brings up, I'll pause when we get to that point. And I was like, wait, is this why Amber lost her channel? There's a lot in here. So it's not going to be as light and funny. It's going to be a little heavier. I know Eugenia is very triggering for some people. If you need to dip out, I understand. Please take care of yourself and your emotional and mental health first. Love, kisses. Appreciate you being here. So let's go. Let's watch this. This is TikTok ordered to produce Eugenia Cooney documents in lawsuits. And in quotes, it says they tried to hide this. All right. Damn. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the world today. Stay home, take the day. Don't eat any leftovers past today, because then you're into like bad, no territory. All right. Again, this channel is called Vera The Chooken. It's great. She's got 9.43, like around 9,500 subs. She's fantastic. Highly recommend. She's linked in the description. Make sure you give her a sub and check her out. Wait, because hold on. She's got... Well, we'll look at her channel after. Let's get through this because it's a little heavier. I'm going to put the speed up just a little bit. Maybe like 1.25, or we'll do like there. Let's try there. If it's too fast, I'll slow it down. Let me know. Enlarge. All right, let's go.
Welcome back, Nuggets. This mother clucker's got some thoughts. Let's ruffle some feathers and get into the...
No, I can't do that. It's too fast. It's too fast. I'm like, I can't do it. Let's just go to normal.
Video. And if you would like to support my baby chick of a channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype this video, and go check out my other videos while you're here, especially if you haven't seen my first video on this topic. Definitely go check that out, because I go into a massive deep dive about exactly what the court case is, and I will not be going into that kind of depth again on this video, because this is all about the judge's ruling.
Oh, wait, is this... Hold on. I don't know if this is the right one I want to share. Oh, my God. All right, well, let's take a look through her channel. I thought I might have put the wrong one in the playlist. See, she's got... Ooh, she did some stuff about the Rachel Reacts case. I want to go over that. I'll be streaming a lot. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. Where's the one I wanted to watch? Yeah, it's this one. Never mind. Let's start over.
Acknowledge that all of
So she goes into like the court ruling and stuff, and then that one was like the court case, and then there's the judge's ruling. We can skim through that one. I said this was going to be a long stream. Buggle.
Welcome back, Nuggets. This mother clucker's got some documents. Yes, not just thoughts, full-on court case documents. So let's ruffle some feathers and get into it. And if you'd like to support my baby chick of a channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hype this video. Check out my other videos while you're here, especially that last update where I was theorizing about why Eugenia has this ban, because boy, was I onto something without even knowing it. So, in my last video, do you remember me saying that I am done with these updates unless something tangible pops up? Well, something tangible popped up. My last video, I spent 27 minutes theorizing about why Eugenia has been banned from TikTok for 95 days at the time. At the time of recording right now, we're sitting at 111 days. I dug through all of the terms of service, analyzed all of the community guidelines, and basically tried to figure out what kind of violation could cause this weird frozen state where she isn't monetized and it's not deleted, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And I was wrong about my theories. Well, I mean, kind of, because thanks to one of my nuggets who gave me a little tip off. Thank you so much, Genz.
Which it's with the exception of, we remember when Jaclyn Hill did the intervention thing and like adult social workers came and took Eugenia and she got admitted into a hospital to get help and treatment for her very obvious ED. Got to be careful what I say because YouTube's really cracking down on shit. That was like the longest she was ever gone. Eugenia Cooney doesn't really take long breaks from social media. So for her to be gone for 3 or 4 months, but her TikTok is still up, but it's not monetized. Something was going on, and I think we're going to learn why. And a lot of what she explains coming up, I think there's something, like I said, there was something she said. I'll pause when we get there, where I'm like, oh, because this doesn't just involve TikTok. It involves YouTube and some other platforms as well. And I think the clues to why Amber got demonetized, they're in the court papers that she reads.
Big shout out to you. I was able to obtain federal court documents that nobody else seems to be talking about yet. And it turns out Eugenia's ban has nothing to do with anything that she did on a live or in her TikTok shop, but it has everything to do with this. And I know you might be saying, come on, Vera, this is really old news. This happened back in May. We're not talking about this at all. But this is the catalyst for everything that has been going down.
This is what I was saying when she took a few sips of water, because to look like Eugenia and sustain that, you're not taking in anything. I'm surprised she's still alive at this point. She took a few sips and she starts her muscles start kind of spasming. Again, it was really not fun. Yeah, Asher says TikTok is being taken to court for exposing children to dangerous behaviors like EC. There's something in the wording, though, of the court papers where, because it goes both ends, it goes this and the Amberlyn and Chantal end. It's a specific wording.
It has everything to do with a lawsuit where Eugenia has accidentally found herself Exhibit A. Now, before we get into it, I just want to do a quick apology about my voice. If I sound weird, I wanted to get this out super quick to you guys. And I am filming in the morning, which is something that I really hate to do because I think my voice sounds really weird in the morning. And I have hay fever because it's spring here. And yes, but this is important, my nuggets. And I wanted to get this out to you as fast as possible. So this is my closest available recording moment. So please bear with me. I apologize if I sound a bit weird. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't been following along, none of you have been following along. I mean, come on. But just for argument's sake, Eugenia was effectively banned from TikTok starting on the 29th of June 2025. And I say effectively banned because here's where it gets weird. Her account still exists. You can still find it, but there are no monetization buttons, no subscription options, just nothing. But she is able to seemingly log in and still speak to Jeffrey in his lives, but there's no content going up on her TikTok page. So in my last video, I went deep.
Evidence. I would think it would be evidentiary. So that way it's still there, which I know TikTok has the capability that they could archive her channel and take it down. But I don't know. I think Eugenia should have been booted from all platforms long ago. And I think people like Quirky Love Rose or that guy Mood. See, I don't have TikTok. I don't know what his channel name is, but we all know who I'm talking about. Just sitting there eating a whole container. I'm getting ready to eat 8,000 calories in one sitting. But let me down an entire container of bright blue funfetti frosting with sprinkles. And he moans sexually the entire time. These people need to be removed. It's a lot of things that I cannot say on YouTube.
Into TikTok's terms of service, trying
Yeah,
to figure out
mukbang.
what was going on, and I found some interesting things. First, TikTok is deliberately vague about ban durations. They don't tell you how long you're banned for. They don't tell you exactly how many strikes you get before you're out. Everything is intentionally unclear, which I theorized gives them maximum power to basically do whatever they want. Second, I found that TikTok has different types of restrictions. There are content violations, there are transaction policy violations, there are permanent bans, and what was happening to Eugenia looked like a transaction policy restriction where you lose access to some or all monetization features like sending gifts, receiving coins, all of that. Third, I discovered that strikes on your account expire after 90 days, and a lot of people were expecting Eugenia to come back at that 90-day mark, but at 111 days at time of recording, we are well past that, and still nothing. So in my last video, I theorized a few possibilities. Maybe she's going through a lengthy appeal process, or even potentially a law proceeding to try and get her account unlocked. Maybe
Yeah, I have no idea how TikTok works. So if there are any TikTok users currently in chat or on the replay, feel free to share any procedural, like terms of servicey details you might know that can, just help us clarify, because not everyone uses. I refuse to download the TikToks.
TikTok had lifted restrictions, but she needed to accept some terms or do something to reactivate it, but perhaps wasn't in a state to be able to do that. Or maybe her account was in like some kind of weird review limbo while like all of this was going on. I also pointed out something that really bothered me. Her account is in this frozen state, but if you go on TikTok and only follow Eugenia like I do, TikTok will show you so much in regards to this pro condition situation, if you get what I'm saying, because I totally can't say the words because YouTube doesn't like them.
Yep.
Like actively showing off their condition, bragging about it, people cheering on body goal comments and all of that. But Eugenia sitting on a pink couch getting excited about Jeffree Star, that's not okay.
And that's what's so scary. Algorithms can be great. Yes, I would like to see all of the cute dog compilations and content, but it's so easy to find content like Eugenia, and you're so impressionable, you're so moldable when you're in your teen years, and just now being able to consume things like that all day long. It's the same thing with the trans ideology, or even as an adult with any particular view or subject. How many young men are addicted to corn and not the vegetable? Social media is great. It can also be very detrimental, and that's why I'm always saying walk away. Put the phone down, close the laptop, literally go outside and touch grass, walk away. Our brains were not meant for all of this. And if you're susceptible, impressionable, vulnerable, that algorithm is going to just continuously feed you bad no-no things, possibly. Even if you don't realize, No, they're not actually mukbangs with these. It's under the guise of mukbang, and I think like Amber, taste test, half of it's gone. It's like, bitch, you remember when she got sent that fancy pie or whatever, and there was the whole, I forget what the controversy was, and She flashed it real quick and people clocked that she had eaten like half of it already. Ma'am. Yeah, Dusty says the quote unquote mukbangs aren't true mukbangs. It's just a reason to be fat. And the mukbang started on like Asia, like in Asia, because it was a way, you know, I don't want to eat alone, so I'm going to sit here and talk to the camera while I eat. And people liked to watch it because they were also eating alone. Like they really took off during 2020. And that way you felt like, you know, you weren't alone when you were eating. And then the fatties, like Chantal, found mukbangs. And it's mutated into this grotesque niche. I can't do mouth sounds. I can't.
Is that not a bit weird that these other accounts are not being targeted? And in fact, I actually opened up my TikTok to check something for this video. And the very first video it showed me was pro-conditioned content.
Wow.
The inconsistency is glaring. And I theorized that TikTok was probably aware of the issue and trying to get ahead of it, like trying to get all of that kind of content off their platform because they just don't want anything related to do with this condition on there, like at all. And I was right, but I had no idea how right I was or why they were doing it. Why target Eugenia more than the other accounts? But before we get into
because she's known. Most people, even if they don't know her name, they know how she looks or of her. Oh, that really like that, you know, that really thin. I have to be careful what I say on YouTube. That really thin girl, like everybody knows who she is or of her. And I think Eugenia is being held up as the example. Like maybe Amber being demonetized. Amber Lynn Reed, if you don't know, got demonetized. Girls actually got to get a little typey type job so she can get her Alani and do her ASMR things and whatever. I think on the opposite end of the spectrum, Amber's being held up as the example that we've let this shit go. We can't anymore. You got the skinny end, you got the fat end, TikTok, YouTube.
that, let me tell you about my experience with TikTok's quote unquote enforcement, because this happened right after the last video I put up, and it wasn't like enough to do a whole video on, but I thought it was interesting and maybe some of you would like to see this. So speaking about TikTok's inconsistency, I post all of my Eugenia content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, basically, you know, all of those platforms. TikTok is the only platform that consistently removes my videos. The only one. Not once have I had a community guideline breach on Instagram or YouTube, the worst on YouTube that
I need everyone to realize there's an agenda behind TikTok, right? They can sell it to whoever. TikTok pushes more liberal, progressive content. They seemingly, in my opinion, want to push things that are detrimental, because TikTok here is completely different than in other countries. Like in China, where TikTok, I don't know if China still owns TikTok. I don't really fucking care. There's a time limit. Everything is education based. They're not doing dances or I don't know if it still is. It was completely different. There's a reason for that. Let's brain rot the Americans because reasons.
gotten is just the video gets age restricted. So this post was from my video about the AI, and it had those censored videos in it that I basically blurred, but it was her in fairly compromised positions and in a state of undress to a point. And I got this warning on my account. They cited sexual exploitation, which I mean, they were censored. They were heavily censored. You couldn't see anything. And it got an official warning on that post. So when I appealed it, I thought this process was really interesting. TikTok told me that it could take up to 80 days to review. So that's not even any number that we've actually heard of before, right? And in the end, they fully rejected it anyway. And so, as I said, even right now, as I'm recording this, I opened TikTok and immediately shown pro-condition content from people who are clearly very unwell. And the algorithm recommended that content to me that TikTok claims to be fighting against. But me analyzing that kind of content, that gets removed.
YouTube does the same thing. One of the clip channels I like to watch when I do my weekly Chantal review, again, this week she was just boring, is Piggy. Chantal did a stream. She was eating and drinking, and I don't know if she was making like smegdual sounds or what it was. Piggy included that in their edit of Chantal's stream, and not once but twice had the video. They had to take it out. The video was taken down, but yet the actual full stream and content that they edited down is still on Chantel's channel. Make it make sense.
It's not about protecting users. It's about controlling the narrative. It's evident that TikTok doesn't actually want the content gone. They want the criticism of how they handle the content gone.
Yep.
So a few days ago, as I mentioned, one of my lovely nuggets sent me this. It's an article that mentioned that TikTok was accused of withholding documents on an influencer with a certain condition. And then it goes on to mention in the text that I can see. Annoyingly, Law 360, it is a very, very legitimate site. But this article, you have to have a login and use an email with a paid domain on it, which I don't have. I just have like a Gmail. So I couldn't see the rest of this article, but it got me interested. It got me very interested. Is there something larger going on? And this absolutely made my investigative Chooken brain absolutely explode. And now I know why. Because TikTok's being sued over this.
Yep. Federal. I was listening, like I said, I skimmed through this yesterday, and she's like, federal court documents have been unsealed. I said, oh shit, federal. Even Winston looked and said, federal. I said, that's right, my son, it's federal.
So after a whole lot of digging, and this was really difficult to find because the US really doesn't want international people looking at their court documents. So I had to go on this crazy route. I was finally able to find court documents that have been unsealed from August 13th. And nobody's talking about this. Like, absolutely nobody. I cannot believe that this has not been on our radar because it's so blindingly obvious. So,
Dusty, you tell no lies. Winston is concerned because he's up on federal charges. Hashtag bail money. He always needs bail money. I'm always bailing him out. Winston's my Shih Tzu. It's a running joke. I love him so much. I love him so much. That's why I keep bailing his ass out. Why you think I'm in these streets and I set a goal and I'm begging for super chats? I've got to bail my dog out of jail every week. I don't know what to do with him.
I'll put the case number up on the screen, and I'll also put everything in the description for links
so
for
cute.
anybody who wants to read this themselves.
Oh
So
my God.
this court case is titled Social Media Adolescent. Who wants to
hold
read
on,
number
let
up on the
me-
screen, and I'll
Look, TikTok plaintiff's position. TikTok refuses to supplement its discovery responses and produce documents discussing one, TikTok's relationship with EC, Eugene, you can, a TikTok creator suffering from Tyrannosaurus Rex. You picking up what I'm putting down? I've got to be careful what I say. Redacted. And two, user concerns TikTok received about Ms. Cooney, George Clooney. These documents would complete, correct, and update TikTok's existing discovery responses. To date, TikTok has produced over 300 documents referencing Ms. Clooney, its relationship with her, user complaints about her, and related harm to users with food things. Oh, thank you, Julie. Yay, I reached my goal, but you can still donate if you want. Thank you for Super Chat, just because. Thank you. And Julie sent me a Wicked cup from this place in England. It's like a fast food restaurant. I forget the name of it. Wink, wink. But it's great. Thank you for sending me that. I love my cup. It's really nice. I use it every morning. Okay. Its relationship with her, user complaints about her, and related harm to redacted. Deposition in February 2025. After that deposition, plaintiffs learned that Ms. Clooney collapsed during a TikTok live stream on May 23rd, 2025. That's what I was referencing earlier. And had recently visited TikTok's New York office. In light of this new information, plaintiffs asked TikTok to supplement its discovery responses. TikTok refuses to do so. They're hiding something. Accordingly, the court should order TikTok to supplement its discovery responses and allow plaintiffs to take an additional deposition.
We'll also put everything in the description for links for
background. Images of Ms. Clooney are below. Redacted. In TikTok's own words, Ms. Clooney is a redacted. That's where it's blacked out. You can't see. She has routinely posts on TikTok and has 2.8 million followers. Even though Ms. Clooney is suffering from an obvious bad no food thing, TikTok brought her into its inner circle. Redacted at branded events, including TikTok's live programming and TikTok's live battles entitled Road to Superstar.
Anybody who wants to read this themselves. So this court case is titled Social Media Adolescent Personal Injury Products.
I'm just saying Clooney because I don't know if the AI is going to pick up on her last name, but yeah, you guys still know I'm talking about her. So no relation to George. Not Ocean's 11. She's like Ocean's sub 5. Shout out, Greg.
Litigation. And this is a big lawsuit that's been going on for some time. So these are all snips from a law firm called Motley Rice, and they are basically
that's a fucking that's like the Three Stooges. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Motley Rice. Why is your rice motley? Are you not storing it correctly? Did you let moisture get into your rice? Is that why it's motley? What a name.
Out of this litigation team. They're not the only one, but they had a really good information basis on their website. So I'll link the two that I found below as well if you want to read them. So case overview, they say states, school districts, and individuals are filing social media, medical health lawsuits alleging platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube are intensively interesting and harmful to youth.
It says addictive and harmful to youth. This is wild. This is the part that caught my fucking attention. Like outside of the whole, Miss Clooney thing, and I was like, yeah, it is. And parents, like, the platforms need to start putting limits if you're under a certain age. Even then, as an adult, we all see people floating around our community that are obviously addicted to being online, social media, streaming, the attention. They need the interaction. It's That's why I'm always saying walk away. Walk away. Go out to dinner with a friend, even by yourself. When I go out, I don't touch my phone. I do not touch my phone. I am focused on whoever I am with. Walk away.
Me to censor certain words, but they're up on the screen so you can read them.
It
Children
is.
and teens
Trust
are
me.
especially vulnerable to the alleged defects of social media. If your child has suffered mental health issues, including addiction from social media use, you may be eligible to file a social media harm lawsuit. People who suffered mental health issues as minors may also be eligible. And interestingly, in this month of this year, a total number of pending actions in the adolescent social media litigation increased to 2,053, up from 1,961 in September's report. So there are a lot of people getting on board. And these sites all have like links where you can kind of apply for this. But you can see this is a big thing. They go on to say that this lawsuit is a multi-district litigation case centralized in the United States District Court of the Northern District of California.
And I can see that social media apps, platforms, whatever, they need to have options where you can restrict the content, what your children, your teenagers are seeing. You know, we all remember the whole thing with the YouTube kids and all of those weird videos that were popping up with somebody, you know, would be in like a Spider-Man suit, and then the girl would be dressed up as another character, and like weird things were going on, I'll say. But more so, where the fuck are the parents? Why am I seeing a baby, a toddler, can't walk, can't talk, but has a fucking tablet in their hand or a phone, an iPad, whatever, and it's just, stop. This is on the parents too. Stop having devices babysit and raise your children. When you give your child a phone, you're not giving them access to the internet/world. You're giving the internet/world access to your child. We all saw Sarah Locklear's fucking daughter. Yeah, that brain rot. Too much online bullshit, and no. Give your kid a book. Interact with your child. Crayons, drawing, make homemade Play-Doh, something. Too many parents. It's too easy. Oh, here, take my phone. Oh, here. We have no idea. Gen Alpha is the first generation that is being raised with devices present from birth. We have they're studying them as they grow, because we have no idea how this is going to affect their actual brain, their cognitive development, emotional development, and it's fucking scary. And Buggle, I know it's probably Bugle, but I want to call you Buggle. He mentioned Roblox. Sean Ryan, if you don't watch Sean Ryan's podcast, he's like an ex-military, like, I don't know that he was CIA, but I think he was like way up there in like intelligence and military. He had on that hacker guy again. I can't remember his name. 5.5-hour podcast. Roblox and Minecraft crawling with bad no people. I'm sure Fortnite too, but particularly Roblox. I'm going to go find that podcast and I'll link it in the chat. I recommend, if you have children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, whatever, go watch that. Find that part. You can look through the transcripts. Oh my God, it's disturbing.
And it involves a whole lot of the major social
It
media
is,
platforms. So you can
Coaches.
see that TikTok is not the only one. But interestingly, TikTok seems to be the squeaky wheel, especially in what we're going to be discussing regarding Eugenia today. So what the plaintiffs are after in this case. Individual plaintiffs request compensation for the physical and mental harm caused by social media's defective products. Individual plaintiffs may also claim compensation for their emotional distress, non-economic. The social media lawsuit payout amount per person will vary depending on the unique facts of the case and the severity of the mental or medical condition. School districts and local governments request compensation for the economic damages of social media within their communities. Examples of the damages sought by school districts and governments include costs of repairing physical damage, increased costs associated with monitoring social media, increased need for school resources like psychologists and counselors, and educating teachers and staff about the harm that can be caused by these. Basically, states want to protect the public from further harm due to social media companies' alleged actions. So they are looking for financial compensation, but they're also looking for change. Some of the issues that they're taking with social media is like age verification, time tracking on the apps, use of addictive features, and photo filters. But because we're going to be speaking a lot about TikTok today, I'll just run through what they've highlighted about TikTok specifically. Each social media platform has.
So, continuous scroll. Users can swipe up on their phone to move from one video to the next. I mean, you can do that on videos on Twitter and YouTube Shorts, because I'll do that. I'll like just doom scroll through YouTube Shorts. Next thing I know, an hour has gone by, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And it has like affected my attention span and all that. I'm really trying not to do that anymore. Limited buttons. TikTok interface is very basic. By keeping the application simple, there are no barriers to prevent users from entering the flow state. Hidden clock, so you can't see how long.
At their own section. So they don't like that the autoplay feature can't be disabled. So it kind of creates that constant cyclic nature of viewing the content.
It's pronounced cyclic, but we'll let it slide.
There's a continuous scroll. There's limited buttons, which makes the interface really basic and easy to use. It creates a flow state. And I've said it before, TikTok are experts at gamification. They have nailed it. It is scary how good it is. I didn't know this, but apparently some smartphones, TikTok is actually able to cover the clock so you can't see how long you've been using it. Stories are time sensitive, which creates like a sense of urgency behind the viewing, and the TikTok Now feature sends push notifications, so it basically calls you back to the app. And these are the issues that they're having with it. Now look, this might be a hot take, my nuggets. I do acknowledge that all of these things are true, and I do think that these things are damaging to the youth of the world as a greater whole.
People in general, look at in Japan, there's a specific name for them. I can't remember it. But there's this whole like group of guys where they never leave their house. They never leave their room. They're like 35 living at home with their parents, and they're just online playing games and doing whatever all day long. And there's a specific term for them. I forget what it is. Yeah, just like anything, there's a good and a bad side to anything. You know, the internet's great. I love being able to Google, like, who is that actor in that movie with the whatever, or look up recipes, you know, little things like that's what I like to utilize it for. Talk to people. I have like amazing friends all over the world now, all across the country. But you've got to know when to walk away and take a break and disconnect. And I never downloaded TikTok because my understanding is that it tracks all of your key swipes, not just in the app, But anything, I log into my banking app, it's tracking it. I want to play my little mahjong game, it's tracking my key swipes. I'm going to write an email to my HOA and tell them to suck my burp hole, it's tracking my key swipes.
I do think very strongly that
Japanese
we need to be
asthma
really
cold.
careful about asking companies to parent our children, or worse, asking governments to parent our
Yes,
children.
Dusty,
You
thank
do
you.
not want the government stepping in to parent your children. And I think all of this can be largely mitigated if we're just really paying attention to what the youths around us are doing with their phones or spending their time doing. I think the buck is being passed, and I think it's dangerous to be getting the government districts involved in this. I really do. So they go on to say that
because listen, I don't care what Big Brother says. They don't care about you. It's all about control, filtering narratives and such things I can't say and talk about here on the YouTubes. I need to take my weird conspiracy theory ass over to Rumble and talk about this shit there, and I'm not talking like weird AJ Lair conspiracy theory, like shit that's been proven, or there's evidence out there for. Like, I made a comment. I did a 4-hour live stream around Halloween of 2023 about the Denver airport. And YouTube took the entire stream down. And I got a warning, and I had to take a class on their, like, community guidelines or whatever. Because I said a certain thing that came out around that time frame in, like, 2019, 2020. You picked me right. Was really, not healthy for you. Like, the cheeseburger wasn't healthy and you shouldn't eat it. The poke bowl. The poke bowl with the salmon and the tuna. Oh. Do you know how much shit has come out? That I was right. But guidelines, and I can't say that. Again, I'm being very careful. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. Don't get it in trash.
some of the social media health effects can include the following: ADHD, the condition that we're discussing, anxiety, body dysmorphia, also the condition we're discussing, depression, low self-esteem, sleep problems, other things that I can't say. Young users may also experience cyberbullying, and that's so true. And, I grew up as a teen with the internet that was completely unguarded, and absolutely that's a thing that happens, and that can cause all manner of issues. Okay, so if you notice, this is called an MDR.
Where are the parents? Where the fuck are the parents? I have a friend who has a daughter who's like 13. And I love her. Her daughter is so fucking rude and always getting in trouble and always doing all this shit. And it all goes back to her phone. Oh, we check her phone. Well, you're not checking well enough, girl. When your kid ends up in juvie, don't call me crying to go get her, because I'm always like, you can't just let her run wild.
Not a class action lawsuit. Basically, it's a massive federal lawsuit where hundreds, or in this case, thousands of individual cases about the same issue get combined together and handled by one court, compared to a class action where it's one person moving forward through the whole thing. In this case, it's families suing social media companies, including TikTok, over allegations that these platforms are designed to be intensively interesting and cause harm to children and teens. The plaintiffs, that's the people that are doing the suing, are arguing that these companies knew their platforms were causing harm and did it anyway because engagement equals money. So essentially exploiting the youth to create as much money as they possibly can. That sounds right, doesn't it? Which is why parenting is so critical here. So you might be thinking, okay, stop talking about all the legal cluckery, and where does Eugenia come in? So this document that I found is specifically about a discovery dispute over Eugenia. And let me explain what that means. So, in a lawsuit, there's a process called discovery where both sides have to hand over relevant documents and information. The plaintiffs can request documents from TikTok, and TikTok has to produce them if they are relevant to the case.
Yep.
Well, the plaintiffs want more documents about Eugenia, and that's what this document is outlining. And TikTok is fighting so unbelievably hard to not hand over these documents. And that's what this original article was about. And the timeline of when this fight.
Not a timeline, girl. Not the timeline. Oh my God. We just got past the timeline. We are just now moving on from August to 2023. Oh my God, not another timeline. My timeline
happened lines up perfectly, coincidentally, allegedly, maybe, but probably, with Eugenia's ban.
Oh, not the timeline. Oh, girl.
Okay, so let me walk you through this timeline, because when you see all of this laid out in order, it becomes really obvious what's going on. So on the 23rd of May, the infamous day, the incident that kind of sparked all of this, Eugenia collapses during a TikTok live stream. Now, this was actually reported in the news. MSN ran an article on stream.
I want to learn that Miss Cooney collapsed during a live stream, had recently visited. Okay. Yeah. First of responses. Yeah. Clooney's got 2.8 million followers on TikTok. I don't know how the payouts and the percentages and everything works over there. I know you can send gifts and stuff. And I do know from what I've watched that she gets a lot of gifts during her stream because it's people making comments about, oh, what are you going to have for dinner? Or telling her, flat out, you need to eat, you look like you're sick, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And obviously she's making good money over there because she lives in a nice big house. I don't know, I did a Eugenia stream a while ago and people were like, her family has her own money and blah, blah, blah. Bitch, I don't care. I'm not getting that detailed with it. I'm sure her family siphons off of her income. Because in my opinion, if Eugenia's mom really cared, she'd yank the route and drive her daughter's ass to the nearest facility and, slide her in through the mail slot and leave her there to get help. And she doesn't do that. So, and I know you can't force people to get help or get sober or whatever, but I've seen the dynamic. Eugenia's mom absolutely could in that case.
Now, this was actually reported in the news. MSN ran an article about it with the headline,
"Oh, go for it, Pluggo.
Eugenia Cooney fans worried as TikToker goes AWOL after ending stream not feeling good." May 24th, Eugenia posts a TikTok video from TikTok's New York City office. She was there visiting headquarters. Obviously, this would have been filmed before, but was probably scheduled to go out. And coincidentally, it was the day after that Mother's Day incident. So on May 29th, the plaintiff...
So they've... And I get it's one thing seeing her online. I can't imagine how jarring it is to see her in person. And there's no way the execs and the higher ups at YouTube and TikTok aren't looking at this poor young girl. Well, I mean, she's like 30 now. And being like, you need help. You're not okay. I don't think it's a good idea to have you on our platform until such time as you get help. Because all the concerns. That's money, money, money. Who cares about the person when there's money involved, right?
Plaintiffs in this lawsuit send a letter to TikTok demanding supplementary discovery about Eugenia. They basically want documents that talk about TikTok's relationship with Eugenia because clearly they are forefronting her, communications between TikTok and Eugenia, internal TikTok communications about Eugenia, user complaints about Eugenia's content and health, which, I mean, come on, they would be in the thousands, right? Any communications with organizations like the National Alliance for Conditions about Eugenia, and why TikTok blocked searches for her profile and then unblocked them. And I actually remember this happening. Do you, my nuggets? They had her completely age restricted and hidden for a time, and then it was released.
Wild.
And so the articles say, quote, plaintiffs promptly asked TikTok to supplement its discovery responses limited to specific documents concerning Ms. Cooney. Defendants claim plaintiffs lack good cause or diligence. Not so. Plaintiffs requested these materials on May 29, the same day plaintiffs learned of Ms. Cooney's collapse. So throughout June and July, TikTok refuses. They go back and forth with multiple letters and meetings. TikTok says, no, this is untimely. Discovery closed in April. You're too late. And I quote, TikTok did not respond for over a month. Plaintiffs then sent another letter on July 8, waiting until July 21st for a response. Plaintiffs requested an H2 the same day and renewed the request on July 23rd. On June the 29th, Eugenia gets mysteriously demonetized from TikTok. And this is where we all started to get lost because we couldn't identify or point to any specific event.
Anytime a big company, corporation, whatever you want to call it, is reluctant and withholding information, like if there's nothing, I don't care if it's person to person or a corporation like TikTok. If there's nothing there for you to hide or be worried about, you're just, here. It's like, I look through my phone, Whereas if your partner's like, no, don't look through there. It's like, oh, well, why not? Because there's something they don't want you to see. My opinion, the vibe I'm picking up is they're hiding something. What are they hiding? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. She got she got silenced, but you know what? I wonder if the reason they're not wanting to hand over these documents is because it's when she went to go visit the office and then she had the thing, like, is it a mutual agreement? Is she, we've seen all the messed up things companies and people will do, right? In this day and age, listen, the government, the companies, they don't care about you. It's all about money. I wonder if publicly, I got to stop saying that. I wonder if publicly it's like, oh, we've demonetized her and stuff. But are they maybe still, is there some sort of under the table, backdoor kind of, thing going on? I don't know. It's sketchy. It's sketchy McSketcherson.
That could have caused this. On July 30th, a final meet and confer between lawyers happens. They can't reach an agreement. Quote, on July 30, 2025, lead trial counsel for the parties involved in the dispute attend a final conferral. August 13th, this particular document, this joint letter brief, gets filed with the court, laying out both sides' arguments about whether the judge should force TikTok to hand over more Eugenia documents. So do you see this? Do you see what's happening here? Eugenia had her incident on, I know they're calling it a collapse. I wouldn't define it as a collapse, but let's just roll with it. This is the language they're using. So Eugenia collapsed on TikTok's platform. The plaintiffs immediately went, oh yeah, yes, we need discovery about this. TikTok said no. And right in the middle of that legal fight, Eugenia gets banned. Seriously.
It's weird.
That's what happened. And I think it's really difficult to not see how these things could possibly be linked. And I think out of all of the theories that are floating around, this answers the most questions. And I'm going to get into it.
So the whole lawsuit thing where, you know, it's like harmful acts, it's not just the hours, the ability to autoplay and doom scroll. It sounds like there's pushback, you know, on allowing people such as Eugenia Cooney, Amberlyn Reed. I'm thinking that while not involved directly in this whole lawsuit thing, because keep in mind, TikTok was named, YouTube was named, Snapchat. Is that why all of a sudden in the past few months, everyone's noticed YouTube is suddenly, quote unquote, enforcing their policies where people have been screaming for years that, quote, creators like Amber and Chantal, Quirky Love Rose, you know, Nick Ocado, just, I don't know if he's still overeating like he was. People have been screaming for years that those creators and those like them, it's harmful. It's, you know, it's not a good example. Because has anyone seen, like, has Amber Lynn Reed said, or has anyone seen any proof or evidence of why Amber got her monetization taken away after 10 years? She's not doing anything different. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, nope, no money for you. Like, and then this lawsuit's happening and a lot of people might not be aware of it, but it's connected. Like, am I crazy? Am I seeing something that's not there? Yeah, Amy says, I'm behind, but almost everything regarding the Denver airport gets demonetized. Oh, I wasn't demonetized. They took my stream down, and it had nothing to do with what I said about the Denver airport. It's because I said the Pokey Pokey Bowl after the Great Panini was trash and don't get it. And that went against what the World Health Organization recommends. Although I wonder if that's changed. You know? Amber claims she was getting mass reported, but YouTube is part of this lawsuit, so they are cracking down now. Yeah, and I think that's what it is, you know? Like, is YouTube finally listening? Are they finally concerned? And after years of just using Amber as an example, because she's definitely been demonetized, are they finally now cracking down because of this lawsuit that's going on and saying, okay, we're not going to take your channel down, but we're going to demonetize you. You know, you can't earn, which for someone like Amber, I mean, I don't know. I don't see her. And she appealed and they denied it. So she's not getting her monetization back. I don't know if she can appeal again. I think there's a connection here.
So let's talk about what the plaintiffs are actually saying in this court document, because it's damning. The plaintiffs argue that Eugenia is directly relevant to their case because she is evidence that TikTok knew that their platform was causing harm and did nothing, or worse, actively promoted harmful content. Quote, TikTok brought her into its inner circle, redacted, at brand events, including TikTok's live programming and TikTok's live battles entitled Road to Superstar. Let me repeat that. TikTok, the company, invited Eugenia to corporate events, featured creator events, Road to Superstar competitions, and importantly, there is a massive reduction right there before at branded events. What is there, my nuggets? I would love to see what is under that black bar, because I think there is something heckin' juicy right there. Quote, to date, TikTok has produced over 300 documents referencing Ms. Cooney, its relationship with her, user complaints about her, and related harm to users, with conditions. So 300 documents. That means TikTok has hundreds of internal documents about Eugenia, user complaints about her, and discussions about her conditions harm to youth. Quote, TikTok's relationship with Ms. Cooney was also a central.
Yeah, TikTok and YouTube. She started out on YouTube and then eventually moved over to TikTok. Yes, they've been looking the other way about her and other people for years. And there's new people, like I said, that mood guy. You know, all these when I eat in a day as a fat person. It's like, can we not? Listen, I'm all for body positivity. Body positivity is meant, it started out as, okay, you're not a size 2, you're a normal size 8 through 12, maybe a 16. Body positivity is not for people like fucking J-Bay or Amber. No, that is fucking morbidly or super morbidly obese. It's gonna, you're gonna meet your maker sooner rather than later. Or the other end of the spectrum, like Eugenia. Neither end of the spectrum should be on the platforms. Like, oh, but then we're gonna get into the discrimination lawsuits then. You know, where is the line from skinny to too skinny? Is it natural? Is it caused by a medical condition? Is it not caused by Tyrannosaurus Rex? And then on the other end, what if I've got lipedema, so whatever, I'm not, you know, it's a medical condition. I'm retaining water. So where is then that line going to be? Where you've got someone who's a fatty, or like that channel, that dude Reed, I'm still watching him. He's massively overweight. He could barely walk. And he's still working at it and losing weight. Are they not going to allow him on? And that's why things like this, it's needed, but it can also be such a slippery slope. And then it's, you know, is it objective? Is it subjective? Where's the line? When do you start enforcing it? And it gets really fucking messy really fast. All right, I can do a couple more minutes, and my dogs are jonesing to go out. I didn't think we finished this today, but if I can't fire up another stream later, we will definitely finish tomorrow and then do the follow-up about the judges' results. But I gotta take care of my dog. Sorry, my real life comes first. Sorry.
Topic during redacted disposition in February 2025.
Yeah, BMI.
So before the collapse, there was a deposition where TikTok employees were questioned about Eugenia. So this has been an issue in the lawsuit for a while. And it's also why TikTok is turning around saying, no, you knew about her. Now it's past April, past the discovery period. You're too late. You can't have more. The plaintiffs cite a Harvard expert, Dr. S. Bryn Austin, who they describe as a leading expert in the public health epidemiology of conditions, particularly among adolescents and socially marginalized populations. They're basically building a case that says TikTok knew, they had complaints, they had experts telling them, they had internal discussions, and not only did nothing, but they platformed her. Plaintiffs request TikTok supplement the following information: communications, analysis, and investigations that went into the decision to block users from searching for Ms. Cooney's profile and instead showing a message directing users to the National Alliance for Conditions.
Oh, shit.
And communications, analysis, and investigations that went into the decision to reverse the block on users searching.
Damn, so they didn't just block Eugenia from the search bar in TikTok. They made it so that if you went to look up her name, you didn't go to her profile. It took you to a link for help with food issues. And then they reversed it. Damn.
for Ms. Cooney's profile. And this one's really interesting to me. The plaintiffs want documents about TikTok's decision to block the searches for Eugenia's profile. So at some point, if you search for Eugenia on TikTok, you got redirected to a conditions resource. And then TikTok reversed that and let people find her again. The plaintiffs want to know why, when, who made that decision, and what were the internal discussions, because that shows TikTok knew her content was harmful. They acknowledged it by blocking the searches, and then they unacknowledged it by unblocking her. That's weird, right? And through this document, there are huge redacted sections. We can't see what TikTok's trust and safety team knew or didn't know because it's actually blacked out. But the fact that it exists and it is redacted tells us that there was something there.
This is wild.
Now, to be fair, let's talk about what TikTok is arguing, because they're fighting this hard. TikTok says the plaintiffs are too late. Discovery in this case closed April 4th, 2025. The plaintiffs didn't ask for Eugenia's specific documents until May 29th, almost 2 months after the deadline. TikTok argues, quote, the court should enforce the fact that discovery deadline and deny plaintiffs' untimely request for new discovery. Nearly 2 months after the close of fact discovery, plaintiffs made an entirely new and untimely discovery demand. They're basically arguing.
You'd be amazing how many court cases, including criminal court cases, get thrown out due to a technicality. Something was filed late, it was signed wrong, something wasn't initialed, yada yada yada.
That the plaintiffs knew about Eugenia long before the discovery closed, which we knew. They questioned witnesses about her in depositions back in February. If they wanted more documents about her, they should have asked back then, and they absolutely should have. But potentially the catalyst of the Mother's Day incident gave them a little bit more weight because prior.
Hey, Scarlett, we are watching a channel called Vera The Chooken. She's great. She talks about Eugenia. She's got some videos on Amber. She's got some on the whole Rachel thing. All right. I can't push this anymore. I'm so sorry. We're going to continue this. I'm going to leave everything up and open. I went as long as I could, but, I got to take my dogs out. So I hope you enjoyed the first part. When you get Doordash, what did we learn today? When you get Doordash delivered, even if you tell your driver, leave it at my door, maybe make sure your door's locked. So if you're running around in your own home that you rent, that you paid for, in your Winnie the Pooh glory, t-shirt, no pants, hanging out just the way God made you, and especially if you're drunk and passed out, you're crazy-eyed, Gen Z, no coping skill ass having a dumb bitch of a Doordash driver won't illegally enter your home through your unlocked door and take video of you while you are unconscious, unable to consent, post it on the internet, and then claim she was sexually assaulted. And surprise Pikachu face when Doordash says, bye, girl. Bye. And we're going to learn more about the Eugenia Cooney case. Listen, the job of adults is to protect children, especially in this day and age. You got to be the filter. Know what the children, your kids, your grandkids, your niece, your nephews, whatever, know what they're doing. Monitor what they're consuming online. We're going to pick this up tonight or tomorrow. I'll be able to squeeze in a stream sometime during the day, so keep an eye out for that. We'll finish this, and then we'll go into the results. I understand if you don't want to wait and watch it on your own. Yes, and yet that girl posted that man's wiener unblurred all over her TikTok and it went viral, ma'am. Lord help us. Oh my God. And I know people kind of felt the way about me and my generation, Gen X, when we were, growing up. But like, damn, we weren't this dumb. I am so thankful. I am so thankful cell phones and the internet did not exist when I was 16 years old because, oh my God. Yeah, Scarlett, go back and watch the first half of the stream. It's pretty hysterical. Oh, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who sent a super chat. Helps me out. Paying for girl, $50 a month for the StreamYards. I'm telling you. Appreciate you guys so much. We will be back. Oh, you're welcome, Garby. I hope you're good. We'll be back. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe tonight I might finish it. If not, for sure, sometime tomorrow. Take care. Be safe. Unplug. Go touch grass, a flower, a tree, a leaf. Maybe you have snow. Shout out to the Midwest getting that big ass storm. Holy shit. I kind of miss it. Take care and I'll talk to you later. My dog's got to pee. Okay, bye.